Today, we're going to go over 3 questions. Not 1, but 3. Does Luke blame Obi Wan for the creation of Darth Vader? Why is Rey so powerful in the Force? And why did Luke Skywalker cut himself off from the Force? We're going to go over that right now. Hello everyone, and welcome to Everything Star Wars. If this is the first time you're here, hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so I can continue to give you everything Star Wars. In case you missed it yesterday was what I like to call Shout Out Monday. Now, what that is basically is where I recognize a lot of YouTubers for their effort, their energy, and I suggest that maybe you check them out. There's a contest I give away since I've hit my 55th subscriber. Pretty awesome. Thank you very much for the 55 out there. I appreciate you. Thank you for viewing this channel. And if you want to check out that video, it's in the description below. Now, also in the description below is what Luke said to Rey. So I'm going to go over that. We're going to go over an article, and we're going to go over those 3 questions. So first off, did Luke blame Obi Wan for the creation of Darth Vader, blaming him that his father turned to the dark side? This is what Luke had to say in The Last Jedi. It was a Jedi Master who's responsible for the training and the creation of Darth Vader. This is what he said to Rey. So, does he mean it? In essence, and this comes from Quora, Q-U-O-R-A. This is where an article comes from to answer the 3 questions. First off, does Luke blame Obi Wan? In essence, that is exactly what he's saying. But I think his point goes a bit deeper than that. In the novelization, The Last Jedi, Leia has a scene towards the beginning where she reaches out with her feelings to touch others, feels their emotions, by riding the wave of the Force. She describes being able to feel Luke halfway across the galaxy because of how bright his presence was in the Force. But after losing Ben Solo to the dark side, Luke has self-imposed exiled himself. She noted she felt his presence less and less over time. So why does Luke Skywalker close himself off from the Force? Luke shuts himself off from the Force because he seems to feel that no matter what he does, the rise of the light will always be matched by the rise of the dark. Snoke also says this in the movie, where Snoke tells Kylo Ren, every time the dark rises, the light is there to meet it. So Luke figures if he cuts himself off, Ben won't be able to rise. Therefore, the balance. Luke's greatest fear was that he would train the next Vader. When Ben Solo fell to the dark side, he was crushed by the idea that he made the same mistakes his masters. He was crushed by that idea that he had made the same mistakes as his masters. His only solution was to prevent the darkness from fully rising by sacrificing his connection to the Force. So in essence, his exile was to prevent the rise of the dark side again, as had happened with his masters. He recognized that his masters did nothing to cause the creation of Vader, but the fact that they continued to exist in the light only strengthened his presence in the dark. Rian Johnson wrote some great lines during that scene which emphasized this point. Luke states that it was the Jedi's hubris that allowed Palpatine to rise under their noses, without them even sensing that he was doing so. He sees there being no sense in embracing the light, since it will only give rise to the dark. This is why Luke cuts himself off. But what Luke misses out on, and this is where Johnson's particularly good with Luke's story arc, is that Luke felt that he could control the Force by shutting himself off from it. The Force, for its part, simply manifested itself strongly in someone else, namely Rey. This is why Rey is so strong in the Force. The Force chose her to balance out the rise of the dark, since Luke had closed himself off. So there you go. You have your 3 answers. Now, am I saying that Rian Johnson is a master and, he's terrific and all this stuff? No. What I'm saying is this article, again, comes from Quora. I think Quora, Quora. I'm not sure how that's spelled. But it answers the 3 questions. Did Luke Skywalker blame Obi Wan Kenobi for his father's fall? Yeah, he kind of did. Why did he say this? Because Obi Wan didn't cut himself off from the light to prevent Darth Vader from rising. But what Luke didn't realize is, even though, and this is why Luke cuts himself off from the Force, because he figures that since he failed, like Obi Wan failed with his father, he failed with Ben Solo, and then Luke thought, well, okay, since you failed, now, you know what? I'll cut myself off from the Force. The Jedi has to end so that the Sith can't rise. But the Force said, okay, if you don't want me, then I will manifest myself in another human being, which is Rey. And this is why Rey is so powerful with the Force. I hope that answers all 3 questions. I hope it satisfies you. Maybe it doesn't. But what do you think of this? Do you think this was the right thing for Luke to do? To blame Obi-Wan? To then say, hey, look, I'm going to cut myself off because I failed Ben, and now the dark won't rise. What do you think of all this? What bothers me is that, and I want you to really think about this, and listen, leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know what you think of all this, because it's pretty deep. I think that if it wasn't for Ben, then, you know what? The rebels, the resistance, the light might not have won. And the Empire might have still reigned supreme. Because Ben took Luke, he joined the rebels, he became a Jedi. Luke was able to persuade his father back to the light, who stopped Palpatine. And that was the end of the Empire. It's pretty deep, and I'm going to go deeper into this about Luke joining the rebels on my next episode. We're going to talk about, was Luke going to join the rebels, or was he going to join the Empire, and why? And I'll explain all this in my next episode, so I hope you catch that one. Till then, this is Rob Delatus for all of us who love Star Wars. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for viewing. Put what you want in the comment section below. Please give me a like. It's always appreciated. Comments always are appreciated. I'll always get back to you. Thank you very much, guys. I love you, Star Wars Universe. Keep going, you creators. Keep on creating. I'll be checking out your channels. Till then, and also check out the contest description below and Shout Out Monday if you haven't entered already. Please enter. Take care till I see you next time, and may the Force be with you always. Take care, everyone.